Imagine plunging into the darkest depths of our planet's oceans, where sunlight fades into an eternal twilight and the pressure around you grows so immense it would crush an unprotected human body like a fragile shell. This realm, more vast than all the lands combined, is the deep ocean, a place draped in mystery, cold darkness, and unimaginable extremes. What kind of life could possibly thrive here? How do creatures survive where the temperatures hover near freezing and food is a rare treasure? These questions beckon us into an alien world beneath the waves, where evolution has crafted adaptations so extreme, they seem almost otherworldly. As you descend beyond the reach of sunlight, the environment transforms into a labyrinth of gloom and crushing force. Here, the ocean squeezes relentlessly with pressures reaching over 1,000 times what we experience at sea level. Most life would be squashed flat or crushed instantly if they dared to venture into such depths. Yet, many deep-sea animals not only survive but flourish. How? One remarkable trick is their protein machinery. Unlike those of surface creatures, their proteins remain incredibly stable under this immense pressure, preventing collapse or deformation. These proteins are aided by unique organic molecules called piezolites, which act like microscopic shock absorbers, cushioning cellular components and enabling vital biochemistry to carry on. The cellular membranes of these abyssal creatures are no less fascinating. They retain their fluidity despite the cold and pressure by replacing common fats with special unsaturated fatty acids. This ingenious tweak keeps their cells flexible and functional even in near-freezing, crushing environments. Imagine that membranes moving as if in warm water, allowing important processes like breathing and nutrient absorption to continue seamlessly. Additionally, some deep-sea species have enzymes that become even more efficient under pressure, flipping the rules of biology as we know them. Instead of suffering, their metabolic engines run smoother, adapted precisely to the abyssal lifestyle. In an environment of utter darkness, vision becomes a useless sense for many creatures, yet evolution has equipped them with other extraordinary sensory tools. These animals sense their surroundings through mechanoreceptors, delicate hairs and sensory nodes that detect minute vibrations and pressure changes in the water. With this three-dimensional, almost otherworldly perception, they navigate and hunt in complete blackness, feeling the ocean currents and movements around them as if by invisible touch. This eerie sense, like a ghostly sixth sense, turns the deep ocean into a realm where silence and shadow are alive with hidden signals. Food scarcity shapes life in this abyssal wilderness with brutal efficiency. Giants and minis coexist in a spectrum of adaptation. The colossal squid, a titanic beast with eyes the size of dinner plates, patrols the depths in search of prey, while microscopic amphipods glide through the water like spectral specks. This gigantism, paradoxically, is believed to be linked to cold temperatures and sparse meals. Larger bodies slow metabolism, allowing survival with less food, while smaller sizes enable efficient navigation through scarce resources. This strange juxtaposition shows how life bends biological rules to persist under pressure and starvation. But survival in the abyss is not just about withstanding pressure and cold. It is a deadly game of light and shadow. Most deep-sea creatures harness bioluminescence, the ability to produce eerie, living light. Imagine a glowing lure that beckons prey into a death trap or haunting flashes of light that communicate distant intentions across the darkness. This living glow is both beautiful and terrifying, a hypnotic dance with danger in the pitch black. Bioluminescence provides the only illumination in the deep sea's eternal night, a spectral language whispered in radiant pulses. The creatures themselves are often nightmarish in form, with elongated jaws, fang-like teeth, and transparent bodies that make them almost ghostly apparitions. Their appearances are shaped by survival strategies honed over millions of years. Huge mouths capable of swallowing prey larger than themselves, skin so thin it vanishes into the water, and eyes adapted to catch every faint shimmer of bioluminescent light. Each creature is a blend of horror and wonder, perfectly designed for an existence where food is scarce and every encounter could be the last. As you start to ascend back toward the surface, imagine what the oceans of tomorrow might hold. How will life evolve as our planet's climate shifts and changes spread to the deepest trenches? Perhaps we will find even stranger adaptations, creatures cloaked in invisibility or eyes that see worlds beyond our imagination, glowing with complex lights or moving with silent, ghostly grace. The deep sea remains the final frontier, a realm of mystery and evolutionary marvel, where life pushes the boundaries of possibility in ways both awe-inspiring and unsettling. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to glimpse a creature so transparent it almost disappears before your eyes? In the silent, shadowed depths of the ocean's twilight zone, mystery takes a tangible form. Ghostly, nearly invisible fish drift like spirits beneath the waves. These ethereal beings challenge everything we think about visibility and survival. How do you survive in an environment where hiding means being as close to invisible as possible? Transparency is the ultimate camouflage, rendering these fish nearly unseen by both predators and prey. Imagine a fish whose organs seem to float inside a glass body, ghost-white and fragile, moving slowly in the cold, dark water as if it belonged to another dimension entirely. One of the most haunting examples is the barrel-eye fish, a creature with a clear head that acts like a helmet, housing tubular eyes that glow with an eerie green light. It's as if this fish carries its own pair of lanterns beneath a domed glass bubble. What's truly fascinating is how these luminous eyes can rotate inside the see-through helmet, allowing it to look upward to spot floating jellyfish-like creatures and then forward to snatch a meal. This adaptation is a masterclass in evolutionary innovation, but also raises spines. It's a reminder that the deep ocean is a realm where ordinary rules don't apply, and anything is possible. This fish hunts in near-complete darkness, relying on looks so strange they seem supernatural. Then there are the ghost fish of the Aphionidae family, rarely seen alive and shrouded in as much mystery as their gelatinous, translucent forms suggest. These eel-like creatures lack scales, and their eyes are mere shadows of what they'd be in surface fish, reduced almost to invisibility. Their ghostly bodies reflect the otherworldliness of the ocean depths, and it wasn't until recently that scientists captured footage of these elusive animals, revealing a spectacle that's part eerie and part mesmerizing. The sight of these creatures drifting silently, their bodies often blending perfectly with the dark water, feels like peering into a shadow world below the sea's surface. And what of the skeletal jellyfish, a creature that looks like it was sculpted from crystal? This delicate, ghost-like jelly can emit a mesmerizing green-blue glow that illuminates its transparent, fragile bell. When disturbed, it glows softly, an eerie spectral light in the depths that brings a sense of wonder and unease. These bioluminescent flashes are more than just pretty lights. They serve as alarm signals, attract mates, or means to confuse predators. The ocean here feels alive with silent conversations through light, a language of flashes and glimmers in a world where sound fails and darkness reigns supreme. In the deeper reaches, the line between life and shadow blurs further with creatures whose bodies are almost entirely made of gelatinous tissue, barely holding cells together. This ghostly architecture means they can survive intense pressure without collapsing. Yet their form seems so fragile it might dissolve like mist. Their eyes, when present, are dim and minimal, as vision provides little advantage in the dark. Instead, these beings might rely on other senses, detecting vibrations or chemical signals in the water, heightening mystery around how life truly sees and feels in the abyss. What's truly uncanny is how these ghostly adaptations extend beyond just hiding. They evoke a deep primal fear, creatures that appear part apparition, part living thing, as if phantoms of the deep sea themselves. Their ethereal appearances challenge our understanding of life's boundaries, mixing biological fact with what would be the stuff of ghost stories on land. And yet, these are real animals, adapted over millions of years to one of Earth's harshest habitats, perfectly engineered by evolution's unseen hand for stealth and survival. These mysterious forms also fuel our imagination about future ocean life, where extreme camouflage and spectral appearances might evolve even further. Could unseen predators haunt the shadows, with bodies that vanish completely, or bioluminescent signals so intricate they weave illusions and traps of light? As technology uncovers more of these elusive creatures, each discovery expands the envelope of known life, and every glimpse reminds us how much remains hidden beneath the ocean's surface. So next time you gaze at the shimmering ocean, imagine that somewhere deep below, Ghost fish float like specters, silently lurking in a fluid haunted house. Their strange transparency, elusive shapes, and glowing eyes form a dark ballet of survival and mystery. A biological thriller written in the language of light and shadow. The ocean's phantom inhabitants beckon us to explore, reminding us that the line between science and the supernatural grows thin in the ocean's most secret places. What if the darkness of the deep ocean wasn't the end of light but the birthplace of one of nature's most eerie and beautiful phenomena? Bioluminescence. Imagine a world where, despite the absence of sunlight, the ocean itself glows with a mysterious, ghostly light. This is the reality for countless creatures living in the depths where sunlight fails to penetrate. Their survival depends not just on enduring pressure and cold but mastering the art of creating their own light, turning the pitch-black abyss into a shimmering canvas of living lanterns. Have you ever wondered why so many deep-sea creatures possess this uncanny glow, and how it shapes their desperate battle for survival in the void? The most famous master of bioluminescent light is perhaps the anglerfish. This fearsome predator sports a fishing rod-like appendage on its head, tipped with a glowing lure that entices unsuspecting prey close enough to become a meal. Inside this tiny glowing orb live bioluminescent bacteria that generate a hypnotic blue-green light, piercing the deep darkness like a lantern in a haunted forest. The anglerfish's jagged teeth and monstrous gape make it a terrifying figure, but it's the eerie, pulsating glow that makes it a perfect symbol for the alien abyss. A predator who hunts with light in the dark. Bioluminescence is not just for hunting but also for communication. Lanternfish, for example, are some of the most abundant vertebrates on Earth, living in the twilight and midnight zones of the ocean. Their bodies sparkle with rows of tiny photophores that emit a soft blue-green light. These lights flicker in complex patterns, likely serving as signals to attract mates or ward off rivals in a world without sound or sight. When groups of lanternfish swim through the water, their coordinated lights create a mesmerizing underwater light show that could easily be mistaken for a starry night sky. In this glowing world, some creatures push bioluminescence to the extremes. Take the vampire squid, a creature with a name as spooky as its defense tactics. When threatened, it unleashes a cloud of glowing mucus, a brilliant blue smoke bomb that dazzles and confuses predators. This spectral defense helps it vanish into the twilight as attackers reel in surprise. It also waves glowing tips on its arms like flickering candles, adding to its mysterious aura. The vampire squid's light show is both a survival tool and a reminder of how alien life can seem when adapted to endless darkness. Other deep-sea animals use specialized organs to emit light that's invisible to most predators but visible to themselves. The stoplight loosejaw dragonfish, for example, produces red bioluminescence, a rarity in the deep sea, allowing it to illuminate prey without revealing its own position to others. This secret light is like a covert flashlight in an underwater spy thriller, turning the dragonfish into a deadly hunter that operates unseen in the black abyss. Meanwhile, pelican eels sport ultra-black skin that absorbs almost all bioluminescent light around them, making their outline vanish, even against glittering backgrounds. Bioluminescence extends beyond fish to other marine life like jellyfish and shrimp. The Atala jellyfish, found in deep waters worldwide, emits sudden, flashing circles of blue light when threatened, a warning beacon that signals danger while mesmerizing would-be predators in a hypnotic spectacle. Similarly, deep-sea shrimp can squirt glowing clouds or release light from glands near their mouths, turning the surrounding water into a glowing haze that acts as a smoke screen. These ghostly flashes, bursts, and glows form a secret language of light that sustains life in utter darkness. A conversation of flickers in a world where silence and shadow dominate. Behind these illuminated displays lies an incredible evolutionary tailspin. Bioluminescence is controlled by symbiotic bacteria in many cases, tiny glowing allies living inside their hosts, providing light in exchange for a safe home. These natural partnerships blur the lines between organism and environment, creating complex living light systems that seem almost magical. How nature engineered these collaborations challenges our understanding of life's boundaries and highlights a stunning biological innovation that rivals any science fiction story. So next time you imagine the ocean depths as black and lifeless, Picture instead a realm of shimmering, ghostly lights, an underwater carnival of eerie glows and spectral flashes. These flickering beings light up a world where darkness is transformed into a spectacular visual symphony, where survival demands the power to shine in the shadows. The mysteries of bioluminescence open a window onto nature's most secretive adaptations, proving that even in the greatest darkness, life can find a way to glow with breathtaking, haunting beauty. Step into the abyss and meet one of the most iconic and fearsome inhabitants of the deep ocean, the anglerfish. Known for its glowing, bioluminescent lure dangling from its forehead, this creature is a master of adaptation in one of the harshest environments on Earth. But there's much more to the anglerfish's story than its mesmerizing light. How does this odd fish survive in the grave-like silence and crushing depths, where food is scarce and the cold is relentless? Its body, jaws, and even its social life reveal evolutionary marvels tailored for survival in the deep-sea wilderness. First, consider the anglerfish's body shape, a blend of peculiar and effective. Its large head is dominated by a cavernous mouth lined with long, sharp teeth angled inward like barbs in a trap. This structure allows the anglerfish to swallow prey almost as large as itself, a vital trick in an environment where meals may be few and far between. Its body is often laterally compressed and somewhat globular, a form that aids in slow, energy-efficient movement through the deep, dark waters. Unlike fast swimmers near the surface, the anglerfish drifts and ambushes, saving precious energy. Its signature adaptation, the bioluminescent lure, is perhaps the most fascinating and eerie. This glowing tip, hanging like a fishing rod from its head, contains colonies of luminescent bacteria that produce light in the total darkness of the deep sea. The anglerfish moves this lure with slow, hypnotic motions to attract curious prey, drawing them close enough for a deadly strike. How did evolution craft such a sophisticated hunting tool? It's a reminder that in the ocean's depths, light itself becomes both a weapon and a lure, a strange dance of attraction and destruction played out in endless darkness. But there's another chilling twist in the anglerfish's story: its reproductive strategy. In many species, males are tiny compared to females and have evolved into permanent parasites. Once a male finds a female, he bites into her body, fusing his tissues with hers and tapping into her bloodstream for nourishment. In this intimate and grotesque bond, he loses his independence and becomes little more than a sperm-producing appendage attached to her. This bizarre arrangement guarantees that in the sparsely populated depths, a female will always have a mate nearby when she's ready to reproduce. Genetic studies reveal that anglerfish evolved rapidly after moving from seafloor habitats to the open waters of the deep sea, showing surprising morphological diversity. Despite the extreme and seemingly uniform environment, anglerfish explore a variety of body shapes, from the classic globular forms to elongated jaws, resembling a wolf trap. This variability hints at uncharted evolutionary pathways where the need to exploit scarce food and mates drives innovation beyond expectations. Their large eyes are exquisitely adapted to dim light, helping anglerfish spot faint glimmers or bioluminescent signals from distant creatures. While their eyes are smaller than those of their shallow water relatives, they provide just enough vision to navigate and hunt in the dark. Coupled with a sensitive lateral line system that detects water movement, the anglerfish forms a terrifyingly efficient hunter, tuned for life between shadows and rare light. Oxygen is scarce in the deep sea, yet anglerfish extract it efficiently thanks to well-developed gills and slow metabolic rates that conserve energy. Their lifestyle of drifting motionless or weakly swimming, ambushing prey with that eerie glowing lure, reflects a patient hunter's strategy, perfectly balanced between energy conservation and survival. Each physiological trait becomes a piece of the survival puzzle, melding form and function in a hostile, near-alien world. So as you imagine the deep ocean's black void, picture the anglerfish, a ghostly figure wielding its glowing beacon, lurking patiently in the darkness, its large jaws waiting, its eyes searching, and its tiny parasitic mate clinging invisibly nearby. This is life's extraordinary answer to the challenge of scarcity, pressure, and eternal night. A true nightmare of adaptation that embodies both wonder and horror in the abyssal darkness. Imagine descending into an abyss where sunlight vanishes and the pressure crushes everything in its path. In this nearly eternal darkness, a creature lurks that seems straight out of a nightmare, the deep-sea anglerfish. Its most iconic feature is a luminous lure dangling above its cavernous mouth, a grotesque fishing rod that beckons prey with an eerie glow. But how did evolution craft such a bizarre, almost supernatural adaptation for life in the depths? What secrets do these luminous predators hold about survival in one of Earth's most extreme habitats? Their body structures, bioluminescent strategies, and reproductive systems reveal a story of astonishing innovation and biological ingenuity that defies our understanding of life itself. The body of the anglerfish is a masterclass in ambush predation. Its large head is equipped with a wide, gaping mouth filled with rows of long, needle-sharp teeth that curve inward, ready to snap shut on any unfortunate prey. Its body is often elongated and flattened, facilitating slow movements that conserve energy in an environment where food is scarce. With a stocky, almost grotesque appearance, it drifts motionlessly, waiting for an unsuspecting fish or invertebrate to venture close. The true magic lies in its luminous lure, a fleshy growth called the esca, which hosts bioluminescent bacteria that produce an otherworldly, blue-green glow. This glow acts as bait, mimicking the tiny organisms and prey species that inhabit these depths, pulling prey into deadly range. Bioluminescence is more than just a fishing tactic, it's a core survival skill. The anglerfish's light is produced through a symbiotic relationship with bacteria that settle within the esca. The light emanates in a way that is impossible to ignore in the pitch-black ocean, making the anglerfish a ghostly apparition in the water. It can pulse, flicker, or remain steady, all designed to lure in the next meal or even a mate. Interestingly, the glow also offers a faint glimmer of hope in a vast, silent universe, an eerie beacon in the deep's darkness. Yet, this light plays another sinister role. It also helps the anglerfish see its prey, guiding it in the abyss. The ability to produce and manipulate light not only makes the anglerfish a hunter, but also a survivor who uses darkness against its prey. Even more unsettling is the anglerfish's reproductive strategy, which is among the most bizarre in the animal kingdom. The females are often massive compared to the tiny, parasite-like males. Once a male encounters a female, he bites into her body and fuses with her, sharing blood and nutrients permanently. The male then becomes little more than a sperm-producing appendage, a living organ for the female's reproductive needs. This grotesque arrangement ensures that a female always has a mate ready when she needs to reproduce, an adaptation suited for a habitat where individuals are few and far between. The fusion process is a frightening yet efficient solution to the challenge of finding a mate in the deep sea's vast emptiness, turning reproduction into a symbiotic nightmare. The evolution of the anglerfish is a story of rapid change and flexible forms. Genetic studies reveal that these deep-sea predators diversified quickly from their benthic ancestors, developing their iconic features to suit the open-water environment. Some species sport elongated, trap-like jaws, while others have flattened, globular bodies that drift effortlessly. Despite the crushing pressures and limited resources, anglerfish explore a remarkable array of body shapes and hunting strategies. This phenotypic disparity suggests that the deep sea is not as limiting as once thought. In fact, it's a playground for bizarre and extreme adaptations. Evolution here has been a process of exploration, not constraint, leading to a vast array of forms that seem almost surreal in their diversity. Their large, sensitive eyes are perfectly adapted to detect the faintest bioluminescent flashes from prey and competitors. These eyes are smaller than those of shallower species but highly efficient in the deep, helping them pinpoint the glow of potential meals or danger lurking nearby. Coupled with a lateral line system that senses water movement, the anglerfish becomes an almost supernatural predator that can detect prey in total darkness. These sensory adaptations make it a master ambush artist, hiding in plain sight while waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their slow, deliberate movements conserve energy, a precious commodity in an environment where every calorie counts. This creature embodies a delicate balance, a deadly predator cloaked in darkness, with eyes that pierce the blackness and senses tuned for survival. Living in such an extreme environment has driven the anglerfish to develop extraordinary ways to sustain itself. Its efficient gills extract oxygen from the cold, oxygen-depleted water, while its slow metabolism conserves energy. It's a creature of patience, able to float motionless for extended periods, waiting for the right prey to come within reach. Sometimes it moves slightly, pulsing its luminous lure to mimic the tiny bioluminescent organisms that inhabit its domain. Each feature, from body form to sensory capacity, converges in a design perfectly suited for this alien world. It's a disturbing beauty, combining horror, elegance, and ancient survival instincts, living proof of life's resilience in Earth's most hostile environment. In the depths of the ocean's black silence, the anglerfish reigns as one of nature's most extraordinary survivors. Its glowing lure, grotesque body, and bizarre reproductive methods challenge our notions of what life can endure and adapt to. Each detail, be it the bioluminescent bacteria, the needle-sharp teeth, or the parasitic male, paints a picture of an ecosystem that is both terrifying and fascinating. As we peer into the abyss, we realize that these creatures are not just anomalies but profound examples of evolution's ability to craft life in its most extreme forms. The deep-sea anglerfish invites us to wonder, what other monstrous, beautiful life forms await discovery, lurking silently in the darkness, waiting for the moment to reveal their secrets in the shadowed depths? Imagine drifting through the ocean's darkest depths, where sunlight never reaches and oxygen is so scarce that most creatures couldn't survive. Here, in these forbidding depths, lives the vampire squid, a creature as mysterious as its name suggests, blending horror and wonder in equal measure. Unlike the terrifying predators one might imagine, the vampire squid has evolved to thrive in what is effectively an oxygen-starved twilight zone, displaying a suite of extraordinary adaptations that allow it not only to survive but to flourish. What secrets does this elusive cephalopod hold about life in one of Earth's most extreme habitats? One of the vampire squid's most remarkable adaptations is its metabolism. It has the lowest mass-specific metabolic rate of any known cephalopod, a brilliant strategy for coping with the oxygen-poor waters in which it dwells. Instead of chasing prey energetically, the vampire squid drifts with the currents, conserving precious energy and oxygen. Its blue blood contains a special protein called hemocyanin, which binds oxygen far more efficiently than hemoglobin found in humans. Its gills are also remarkably large relative to its body, maximizing oxygen uptake in an environment where oxygen molecules are scarce. This physiological design forms a lifeline in an otherwise suffocating world. Its body is a gelatinous marvel, more reminiscent of a jellyfish than a traditional squid, with soft tissues that closely match the density of the surrounding seawater. This skeletal reduction makes it neutrally buoyant, meaning it can float effortlessly and maintain its position with minimal energy expenditure. Its 8 arms are connected by a web of skin, a cloak it uses defensively by inverting itself to display spiny projections that deter predators. The vampire squid's eerie red skin absorbs any faint residual light, rendering it nearly invisible in the barely lit waters, a place where red hues appear black, effectively cloaking the creature in shadow. Feeding is a slow, patient process for the vampire squid. It does not hunt live prey as many cephalopods do, but instead collects marine snow, a mixture of falling organic matter like dead plankton, fecal pellets, and mucus. Using 2 incredibly long filaments, it sweeps through the water, capturing this drifting detritus before retracting the filaments and scraping its catch toward its beak. This feeding method is perfectly energy efficient, requiring minimal motion and allowing the vampire squid to survive where food is rare. How nature engineered such a strategy highlights the intricate balance between survival and scarcity in the deep sea. The vampire squid also holds a startling defensive trick. When threatened, it can eject a cloud of bioluminescent mucus, a glowing smoke screen that confuses predators and provides a precious moment to escape. Couple this with its ability to produce eerie, shifting lights on its arms, and this creature becomes a spectral phantom in the deep ocean, bewildering foes with flashes and movements that seemingly come from nowhere. This weaponized light display forms an extraordinary evolutionary countermeasure, blending beauty and danger in a spectacle both mesmerizing and terrifying. Its large eyes are perfectly suited to a world of faint bioluminescence. They possess the highest eye-to-body ratio of any animal known, able to detect minimal glimmers from far-off prey or predators. These eyes, paired with sensitive balance organs called statocysts, provide the vampire squid with a keen perception of its surroundings in an otherwise chaotic and dark environment. This sensory precision is critical in the dead silence and blackness, where any mistake could be fatal. Evolutionarily, the vampire squid represents a lineage that specialized early for life in deep, oxygen-poor waters, with fossil evidence tracing adaptations back millions of years. It is a survivor of mass extinctions and oceanic changes, carrying evolutionary secrets from an era when oceans were drastically different. This ancestral resilience explains its unique combination of primitive jellyfish-like traits and advanced cephalopod features, a living fossil adapted to one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Its story challenges our understanding of evolution in extreme environments and sparks awe at nature's inventiveness. As you picture the vampire squid drifting through the abyssal twilight, it becomes clear that this creature is much more than a monster of the deep. It is a symbol of life's tenacity and ingenuity. In a world of ghosts and shadows, where oxygen is a precious gift and light is both weapon and lure, it moves with ghostly grace, a living testament to survival against all odds. The vampire squid beckons us to explore further, reminding us that even in the darkest, most hostile depths, life crafts its own peculiar beauty and mystery.